For this piece of art, we're going to be looking at the element of art space, mainly how to use the space on your paper and to overlap to create more space on your paper, okay? And the design principle we're going to use is unity. And that means that when we create a piece of artwork, we want it to look like it belongs together. We want it to have the same sort of theme and look like it's a complete piece that just looks like it belongs together. Okay, so we're gonna focus on space and unity, and we're gonna take a look at Chris Uphew's artwork. So this is a picture of one of his murals that he has made. And this is on the side of a building. If you look up close, I'm not sure that you can see it on your screen, but you can actually see the bricks on the side of the building here. So he actually is painted on the outside. And it's a very large mural. It's on the side of a whole building. It's hard for us to see that in this picture, but you just have to take my word for it. It's a really big mural. So we can see that what he likes to paint, right? He likes to paint hearts, and hearts with happy, silly cartoon faces, right? That's his theme. And all of his murals have this same theme. He uses hearts with cartoon faces. And when he paints, he wants us to feel happy. So when I say us, I mean the viewer. So anybody who walks by this building and sees this, he wants them to feel happy. So it's kind of a nice message to send for artwork sometimes, isn't it? Okay, so we're gonna take his style and we're gonna create some of our own work, not on the side of a building, but just on a piece of paper. Now, some of us, there's lots of ways we draw hearts, right? Some of us like to do a half of a heart on the side and then do the other half, right? That is maybe a more advanced way to make a heart. If you're just starting off learning how to make hearts, I would maybe make like the letter M. And then in the center, however long you want your heart, you can make a point and then draw a straight line down to that point on both sides. Okay. If you're having trouble, let's say you keep making hearts and they turn out just a shape you don't like. Let's just pretend that you are having trouble making big hearts. So if you can make a small heart, a way to practice making a big heart is just to keep drawing another heart around it until you can learn how to make a nice big heart. Okay, so Chris Uphews uses some overlapping in his artwork. So we also maybe want to practice the idea of making a heart and then making one in front of it or behind it. Now that's very easy for me to do on my whiteboard, but it's a little bit more tricky to do when you're on paper. So you could practice that a little bit first. Practice overlapping, putting one heart in front of the other. And then if you want, you can even practice before you get started making some funny faces or cartoon faces on your heart. I'm gonna start with some big hearts first. And those are gonna be my hearts that are in front. Now, I am not a perfectionist when I draw hearts. I kind of like my hearts to look different, and some of the hearts will be skinny, some of the hearts will be a little lumpier, and some of them will be longer. That's fine. So I've got a couple here, a couple large hearts, and then you notice I made this one kind of look like it's going off my page, right? You don't really see the full heart, and that's okay. I might even do the same thing up here where I see just like the bottom of a heart. All right, so this is using my space, right? Because I'm trying to use my whole piece of paper and even make it look like my design goes off the paper. Now I'm gonna go ahead and make a couple hearts that look like they're overlapping. So I'm going to, when I hit a heart, boop, stop. And lift my marker. When I hit a heart, stop. And draw my heart. Now, if you have a pencil, This is a lot easier to do because you can just draw the heart and then erase. I'm doing it with a marker so you can see it a little easier. But if you want to do it with a pencil, that's fine. Got some little hearts too. Here. Now I think about 10 to 15 hearts is pretty good on this size piece of paper. But you choose, fill your paper, see what feels right. And then after that, you can start adding details, so your cartoon faces, right? You can also choose to maybe make some of your heart outlines a little thicker. That would be cool. That adds some nice variety, some thick and thin lines. Okay, I'm gonna do just a couple of faces here. So I finished adding all of my faces, and now I'm ready to paint. If you choose not to paint yours and to finish yours another way, that's fine. I'm gonna use watercolor to paint mine today though. So I'm gonna speed it up so that way you can see the finished product, and I hope you have fun creating these happy Chris Uphues hearts.